Alien Commander, release the monster human. It's just a puppy. The metallic clangs of boots echoed down the sterile corridor of the Varkesh Dominion's flagship, the unyielding Fong. Every sound reverberated like thunder against the cold alloy walls. The crew, scale-tusked and armored, parted immediately as Commander Dravkor approached. His long, serrated crest twitched in irritation, his yellow eyes narrowing. The prisoner bay was unusually loud today. He didn't like loud. Report. Dravkor hissed as he entered the observation deck, overlooking containment cells. Commander, rasped the guard lieutenant, his twin mandibles clicking nervously. We've just brought in a human specimen from the Terran crash. It's not cooperating. Dravkor's eyes narrowed further. Humans are fragile. You restrained it, yes? Of course, Commander, said the lieutenant, though his tail flicked uneasily. But we believe it brought something with it. Something dangerous. Dravkor leaned closer to the glass. The holding cell was flooded with bright blue light. Inside, the human sat cross-legged on the metallic floor, shackled at the wrists. Around him lay twisted fragments of wreckage, remains of what had once been his escape pod. He looked calm, too calm. Dravkor had studied humans extensively, scavengers from a primitive backwater world, known for their reckless survival instincts and unpredictable emotions. But this one smiled. And sitting beside him, tilting its head, was a small, furry creature. What is that? Dravkor demanded. We don't know, Commander. It was found in the wreckage with the human. Our scanners can't identify the species. It appears carbon-based, but its energy readings are anomalous. We believe it's some form of symbiotic predator. The creature yawned, revealing a row of sharp white teeth, but it looked more sleepy than threatening. Dravkor sneered. A predator? That tiny thing. Yes, Commander. It growled when we approached. Its bite force might. The creature suddenly barked. Bark. Bark. Half the observation crew jumped back, weapons drawn. Dravkor blinked. It's barking? The human looked up. Hey, easy. Don't scare her. She's just saying hi. Silence. Dravkor snapped through the intercom. You will answer our questions. Human, identify your companion. The human sighed, brushing a hand through his messy brown hair. That's Luna. She's a dog. A dog. Dravkor repeated the alien word, tasting it like something distasteful. What function does this creature serve? The man smiled. She's my friend. The interrogation. Hours later, the interrogation chamber lights buzzed faintly as Dravkor entered. The human, Eli Warren, according to the crash records, sat on the chair, arms still shackled. The dog sat obediently at his feet, tail wagging softly. Dravkor studied them with curiosity, mixed with disgust. You humans are logical. You keep inferior life forms near you. You bond with them. Eli smirked. That's kind of what makes us human. The alien commander's crest flared. Explain the creature's function. We've scanned it. Its neural patterns fluctuate with your own. Are you controlling it telepathically? Eli laughed. No, that's just empathy. Dravkor hissed in confusion. Empathy? She feels what I feel, Eli said softly, scratching Luna's ear. She knows when I'm scared or sad. I know when she's happy. We look out for each other. The alien's talons clacked against a metal table. How inefficient. Emotionally tethering yourself to a lesser being reduces combat efficiency. You'd be surprised, Eli replied. Sometimes, love's the strongest weapon we've got. Dravkor's tail lashed behind him. Love, he repeated mockingly. Another primitive Terran superstition. The puppy barked again, as if disagreeing. Dravkor flinched involuntarily. The sound resonated weirdly through his chest plate. A short, high-frequency pulse his translator couldn't filter properly. His soldier stiffened too. That sound, it's disorienting our biosensors, shouted the guard. Eli leaned down, whispering, Good girl, Luna. Dravkor snarled. Enough. Restrain the beast. Two guards stepped forward, but the moment they neared the puppy, it let out a low growl, surprisingly deep for its size. Static flickered in the room's lights. The guard's armor sensors spiked and overloaded, forcing them to step back. What trick is this? Dravkor roared. No trick, said Eli, grinning. She's just protective. Maybe your tech's too sensitive. Two, the fear of the unknown. Dravkor was not a coward, but he was cautious. In his long career, he'd seen species that weaponized pheromones, others that emitted deadly light, and one that could dissolve steel with a thought. But this little creature defied logic. When Luna barked, instruments spiked across multiple wavelengths. When she wagged her tail, energy sensors recorded gravitational fluctuations. She was harmless in appearance. Soft fur, round eyes, clumsy paws. Yet every alien instinct screamed danger. He decided to test it. Begin the containment trial. He ordered the science deck. The floor beneath the dog glowed blue, forming a containment field. Luna tilted her head curiously, then whimpered. Eli immediately tensed. What are you doing? Observation, Dravkor said flatly. We must ensure the creature poses no threat to our vessel. Luna barked once sharply. Every light on the deck flickered. The force field sputtered out. Sparks flew from the console. One technician screamed as his display exploded in his face. "Shut it down," Dravkor ordered. The puppy padded over to Eli, who knelt and hugged her tightly. Dravkor stared in disbelief. "What is that thing?" Eli looked up, his voice calm but steady. "I told you, she's a puppy." 3. The experiment. The unyielding Fong was adrift for 3 hours afterward. Every ship system required a full reboot. The crew whispered among themselves. The human's pet was cursed, a biological weapon, perhaps even a Terran god beast. But Dravkor wasn't done. He summoned his most brilliant xenobiologist, Dr. Refna. The scientist examined the creature from behind a triple-sealed observation barrier. Fascinating. The readings showed no weaponized components. Its cellular structure is mundane, yet the surrounding field bends whenever it vocalizes. Dravkor leaned forward. Could be emitting subspace harmonics? Possibly, Refna said. But what's remarkable is the connection to human. Their brain waves synchronize almost perfectly when in proximity. Commander, I believe this puppy amplifies human emotional resonance into physical energy fields. Dravkor blinked. Meaning that the creature converts affection into power. He frowned. That's absurd. Refna shrugged. And yet, the data doesn't lie. 4. The monster awakens. The following day, alarms blared through the ship. A pirate fleet, Zor's marauders, had ambushed him near the rim of the Vadris Belt. Dozens of smaller ships surrounded the Fong, launching ion blasts. Dravkor's crew scrambled to return fire. "Shields at 60%, cried the helmsman. "Bring plasma batteries online." Dravkor roared. But before they could react, one of the enemy ships docked directly to the lower hull. Breach alarm shrieked. Boarding pods slammed into the corridors. The pirates were brutal, insectoid scavengers. They stormed through the decks, tearing apart everything in sight, and they reached the detention area first. Eli heard the explosion before the guards did. "You might want to let me out," he said. "Silence, human," snapped the guard. "Stay." The door blew inward, and 3 marauders rushed in, claws flashing. Eli dove sideways, shielding Luna with his body. The pirates roared something guttural, but when they saw Luna, they hesitated. One leaned closer, mandibles twitching. "What is that creature?" Luna growled. Eli whispered, "Go ahead, girl. Scare him." The puppy barked once. A pulse rippled through the air, invisible but violent. The pirates screamed, clutching their heads as their armor panels warped. One fell to the floor, twitching. Another staggered backward into the wall, leaving a dent. The third tried to aim his weapon, but Luna barked again, louder. His weapon exploded in his claws. Silence. Eli stared. Whoa. When the smoke cleared, Luna wagged her tail, tongue lolling happily. Moments later, Dravkor and his soldiers arrived, staring at the carnage. The pirates lay unconscious, or worse. The cell door hung half-melted. The commander turned to Eli. "What did you do?" "Me," Eli said innocently. "Nothing. Luna doesn't like loud noises." Shifting loyalties. The battle raged for hours, but Dravkor's mind was elsewhere. Every instinct told him to destroy the anomaly. Yet, against all logic, the human's puppy had saved half his ship. He finally approached Eli in the ward deck, where the human now stood beside him as systems flickered. "Human," Dravkor growled, "can your creature defend against more attacks?" Eli shrugged. "Maybe, but she works best when she feels safe." "Safe?" "Yeah. Talk to her nicely. Maybe pet her." Dravkor stiffened. "Pet? As in physical contact?" Eli grinned. "That's right." The commander looked down at the tiny creature, who tilted her head and wagged her tail. For the first time in his life, Dravkor hesitated. Slowly, awkwardly, he extended a clawed hand. Luna sniffed it, then licked him. Every soldier froze. Dravkor blinked in shock. The sensation was strange, warm, disarming. His brain registered an unfamiliar release of endorphins. He felt calm. "She has accepted you," Eli said softly. "That means she trusts you." The commander couldn't speak. No one in the Varkesh hierarchy had ever trusted him, only feared him. He looked at the human and his small beast. "You said feeds on affection?" Eli smiled. "Not feeds. Thrives." Dravkor nodded slowly. "Then perhaps we can use this." 6. The puppy that saved the fleet. The second pirate wave hit harder. Over 100 ships converged. The Fong shields flickered. Energy reserves dwindled. Dravkor ordered all hands to brace for impact. Then Eli walked to the center of the bridge, Luna in his arms. "Let me try something," he said. Dravkor frowned. "If this fails, we die." Eli smiled. "Then let's make it count." He knelt, whispering to Luna. "You can do it, girl. We got friends to protect." Luna barked. Softly at first, then louder, until a shimmering aura spread across the bridge. Consoles flickered to life. The ship's hull began to glow faintly gold. Outside, the enemy opened fire, but every plasma bolt disintegrated mid-space, absorbed into a translucent energy barrier forming around the Fong. The crew gasped. "Shields at 200% capacity," shouted the helmsman. Dravkor stared in awe. Impossible. Eli chuckled. That's love, buddy. Luna barked again and shockwaves rippled outward. Pure sound transformed into kinetic force. Pirate vessels spun out of formation, crashing into each other. The entire fleet scattered. The unyielding Fong sailed to the chaos, unharmed. By the time the last pirate ship fled, the crew of hardened reptilian warriors broke into cheers. Some even bowed toward the tiny creature, wagging her tail. 7. Aftermath. Days later, the Fong docked at the Dominion's High Council station. Dravkor stood before the elders, delivering his report. The human prisoner and his companion neutralized a marauder fleet, he said. Their power defies our science. The eldest counselor clicked her mandibles. Are you suggesting we weaponize this dog? Dravkor hesitated, glancing toward Eli and Luna, who waited behind him. Luna was asleep, curled against Eli's boots. No, he said at last. Weaponizing it would destroy what makes it powerful. It is not a tool. It is a friend. The chamber fell silent. The elders exchanged glances, shocked disapproval, perhaps curiosity. Eli smiled faintly. He's learning. Dravkor ignored him but added, I recommend we initiate a joint research pact with Terran species. If one human and his pet can do this, imagine what 1,000 could achieve. Not through conquest, but through cooperation. The elders murmured. For the first time in Dominion history, the council agreed unanimously to peace negotiations. 8. The return. Weeks later, as the Fong prepared to escort Eli back to Earth, Dravkor approached him privately. You and your creature changed more than this ship human, the commander said quietly. You changed me. Eli chuckled. She has that effect on people. Dravkor crouched slightly, extending claw again. Luna yawned and licked it. She likes you, Eli said. The alien commander smiled, awkwardly, but sincerely. Tell me, Eli Warren, do all humans keep such extraordinary companions? Eli looked out the viewport toward the stars. Yeah, he said softly. Every single one of us. We just call it loyalty. The ship hummed as its engines roared to life, streaking into hyperspace. 9. Epilogue. Tales across the stars. Years later, throughout the galaxy, stories spread of the monster human and his starhound. Tales said the creature could shatter warships with a bark, that it guarded its human with the wrath of suns, that it once made the cold-blooded Varkesh commander laugh. But among the crew of the unyielding Fong, they knew the truth. She wasn't a monster. She was a puppy. And in the endless dark of the cosmos, sometimes the smallest heart could shine the brightest.